Week 14, I got my boom plays, sleepers, and streamers coming at you right now. Now, for my first boom play for Week 14, it is Jakobi Meyers. If it wasn't Jakobi Meyers, it was going to be Jaden Reed, but by the time this video comes out, he already lit up the lines. But Jakobi Meyers has a juicy matchup against his Bucs defense. But Aiden O'Connell last week putting on Tom Brady's cleats. He's wearing number 12, had a long conversation with Tom Brady for him to go out there and put up 340 yards on the Chiefs defense. Very impressive in his first start after so long. So Jakobi Meyers become a crucial start this week against his Bucs defense, who are top 10 in points per game allowed to the position. Also, Brock Bowers is going to be able to get loose and get against his Bucs defense, creating more options and opportunities for Aiden O'Connell to go downfield to create more scoring opportunities. Because like I said in the DST video earlier this week, that the Bucs, they allow a ton of red zone opportunities and they're very poor in that area. So Aiden O'Connell and Jakobi Meyers might link up for a touchdown this week. Next, I know this is going to be very, very hard for you to follow me on this one, but Tyrone Tracy is still the lead back for the Giants backfield with a light up matchup against the Saints defense, who we've seen getting carved up week in and week out against the run. Now, we're looking at Tyrone Tracy as a guy that you could put into the flex this week, but I do think he's in order for a boom play against the Saints defense. Now, Drew Lock is back at the captain spot at the quarterback position, where he gives this offense a little bit more functionality and creates more scoring opportunities as well, where the offense kind of looked like it mirrored somewhat of what Daniel Jones is. I know that sounds bad, but Daniel Jones also brung a rushing threat with his legs to this defense, and Drew Lock flashed in that he was able to use his wheels to find the end zone. So therefore, going into this matchup, the key success to the Giants offense needs to be the run, and I think this is a matchup where we could see Tyrone Tracy light it up into fantasy end zones. Now to get into my Week 14 sleeper, Sincere McCormick against this Bucs defense. Now, they're allowing the 8th most fantasy points per game to running backs. He's already got the head nod from the head coach, Antonio Pierce, saying he's earned more opportunities to get on the field, and he looked damn good in between those tackles, busting off some nice runs. I honestly think Amir Abdullah now shifts to be more of the pass catcher back, but he does have Sincere McCormick, who also was running routes out there. Not a ton, but he's able to go out there and get some targets as well. So I'd like this matchup and the opportunity for scoring for the point that I made earlier with Jakobi Meyers, with the Bucs allowing so many red zone drives, the 6th most in the NFL, people. This is going to be an opportunity for him to fall in the end zone and save a lot of fantasy managers this week in Buy-Mageddon. Next up, Sean Tucker. Now, hear me out. Bucky Irvin did not practice again 2 days in a row. By the time this video comes out, or if you're watching this, we should know the status of Bucky Irvin this week, but stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Sean Tucker is probably out there living and breathing on the wire, where he has upside this week, going against this Raiders defense, where I think him and Rachaad White have opportunity to run the 1-2 punch, because the Bucs have shown us success with this backfield, no matter who's going to be back there at the 1A or the 1B. So Sean Tucker is definitely a guy you should be picking up, who has some flex appeal this week, has the opportunity to put up some big points, and have the opportunity to save a lot of fantasy managers, again, in this Buy-Mageddon. Now to get into my Week 14 streamer, and it's no other than Will Levis. You need to be picking him up now. You have opportunity to starting him this week. In the last 4 games, he's been putting up solid low-end QB1 numbers. He's been putting up 20 fantasy points, people, and he's protecting the ball. He only has 2 interceptions in the last month. This is something we did not see earlier in the season. Now with him getting this groove, and now with these matchups in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be taking my shots on Will Levis in areas that I need. CJ Stroud, he's averaging less fantasy points per game than Bryce Young right now in the last 4 games. We got to look at our options and get away from the names. The playoffs are around the corner, and I want guys who are going to be taking those deep shots like Will Levis. I want those opportunities for Will Levis to get out of the pocket and get something with the yards. And this is an offense that looks completely better when Will Levis is not turning the ball over. So take this opportunity now to get Will Levis in those starting lineups this week, and get him in those starting lineups in areas in the next couple of weeks for the playoffs where it makes sense. So this wraps up another great episode of RotoBaller Fantasy Sports YouTube channel. Please make sure you guys like and subscribe, and please leave a comment below on what you guys think about the episode and your starting sit questions, and I'll try to answer them all the way up until game time. You guys can follow me at Real Deal Fantasy on all social media platforms. Until next time.